What is up, everyone, and welcome back for another video. My name is Ivan, and on today's episode we're going to be making chicken and sausage and penne pasta with the homemade marinara sauce. So I'm going to go step by step. I'm going to make the marinara first, then I'm going to put the chicken to grill, put the pasta to boil, add tons of salt in that pasta, and we'll get going from there. And you might wonder, why are you making an Italian dish on Ivan's Chicano kitchen? Well, the definition of Chicano is right here. As you can see, that definition says it's an American of Mexican descent, and that is the definition of me. So America is one of the most diverse countries in the world. It is home to so many people from everywhere in the world: Italians, Greeks, Indians, people from Thailand, China, Korea. So I embrace that. That's why I'm going to be making this pasta today. And with that, let's get cooking. Alright guys, so the first step for today is we're going to make the marinara sauce. So if you guys come around this way, I'm going to go ahead and get that cooking. We're going to put some olive oil in the pan. Get that nice and warm. You want to put a good amount because olive oil is going to be the sauce. It's also super healthy. It's not like anything like butter or anything like that clogs up your arteries. So it's definitely the better thing to use. You're going to take crushed garlic. Gonna grab something to stir it with. Now while that's cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and chop up these onions right here. Real quick, you want to chop them as fine as possible because the tomatoes that we got are already crushed. So we're not gonna be blending it, so you want to chop them as fine as possible. Okay, we're going to take these onions and we're going to go ahead and add them to the sauce as well. Alright, so now we've got our onions in the pan. We got our garlic getting nice and sauteed. You want to have your fire like on a medium high. I think it might be a little bit too high, but let's turn that down a tiny bit. Got that sauteed. Alrighty guys, so I'm going to go ahead and add the tomatoes right inside. I'm using crushed San Marzano tomatoes. So these tomatoes are actually from Italy, and these tomatoes are super special because they pick these right at the point where they have their most amount of sugar, so they're going to be sweet, sour, and you're going to get the best tomato this way. You can find this tomato at any store. I found this actually at Walmart, so it's actually really easy to find. garlic, finely chopped onions, and our crushed tomato in the pan. Now we have that stewing. We're gonna take fresh basil, and we're gonna just rip that up. We're gonna take 4 or 5 leaves, and just rip it up as best as you can, nice and fine, or as chunky as you like. And we're gonna throw that right in the sauce. And now we're gonna just let that stew for 10 or 15 minutes, and you have a delicious homemade marinara sauce. From there, I'm gonna go ahead and throw the pasta in afterwards and grill the chicken as well. And with that, we'll be back in a minute. All right, guys, welcome back. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw the chicken on the flat pan now, and we're gonna go ahead and throw just the salt and pepper on it. Keep it super simple because we're gonna be having so many different things. Like I said, it's gonna be chicken and sausage, and that sausage is gonna also add a lot of fat, a lot of flavor. So let's go ahead and throw the chicken right on the grill. And we're gonna throw it on unseasoned, and then once it's on the pan, I'll go ahead and throw on salt and pepper and all that good stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and just throw some salt on there. I don't really go by measurements, I go by what I feel like is the right amounts. If you like salt, you can use salt. If you're trying to cut down on it, of course you can use none. Use a really good seasoning or whatever you might like. Fresh cracked black pepper. Alright guys, so now we're gonna just let that chicken grill. We're gonna let that marinara sauce stew, and in a few minutes I'm gonna go ahead and add the pasta in, and with that I'm gonna cut away and we'll be right back with it. Alrighty guys, so we're gonna go ahead and check on the chicken, check on the tomato sauce, make sure that it's not sticking because it does have a high sugar content. So we want to make sure that it's not caramelizing and then burning. And we're also gonna add a big pinch of salt to the water for the pasta, because that's gonna be basically the only chance you're gonna have of seasoning your pasta. So you want to add a really good amount of salt. So you want to put in, I say like 2 tablespoons, tablespoon and a half. Drop that right in the water. It's going to make it nice and salty, so when you cook your pasta in there, the pasta is going to get salty, and then you just building layers on layers on layers, and then that's overall going to make a better dish. Alrighty guys, so we're back. I'm going to go ahead and throw the pasta in now into the boiling water. It's nicely salted, and we're gonna go ahead and throw the pasta in there. I'm using about a box and a half of that typical box that you see normally. I'm using penne pasta, like I said before. And now we're gonna just let that go ahead and boil for 10 minutes or however long it takes for it to cook. And we wanna make sure that we leave the noodles al dente. Al dente basically means that the pasta, the definition is, in Italian, is to the tooth, which means that the pasta still has a little bit of bite. It's 100% cooked, but it's not like to the point where it's so soft that it's mushy. So you want to always leave it a little bit. You always want to keep checking on it, make sure that it comes out that way, because it makes for a way better product. Alrighty guys, so now I got the pasta boiling. I got the marinara on super low, just cooking away so you can concentrate the flavors. And like I said before, we're going to be making a chicken and penne sausage pasta. So I got an andouille sausage, which comes from the Louisiana region. It's the sausage is of course up to any of you guys, your preference. You can use a hot link, you can use kielbasa, anything that works for you guys, anything you might have in your pantry. This is just what we happen to have. And I'm gonna go ahead and slice this on the bias, which means on a diagonal. It just makes for a better presentation. You have more surface area for you to coat the marinara sauce on it. And let's go ahead and slice it up. Okay guys, so the sausage we just sliced, we're gonna go ahead and throw that into a pan. We wanna cook it a little bit, it'll get the flavor out, it'll get a little bit crispy, and it'll add more texture to the end dish. So let's go ahead and do that right here. We're gonna go ahead and let that cook off. We can check on our pasta while that's going on. Make sure that it's not sticking to the bottom. We have our marinara over here already resting. It's already stewed for 20-25 minutes. So that should be absolutely delicious. I tasted it and it tastes super good. So I'm really looking forward to tasting this dish at the end. Now let's go back to our sausage. Make sure that that's not sticking as well. Let's throw that back in. In a second we'll, We're gonna go ahead and keep cooking this, and with that, we'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, welcome back. So we're almost done. I'm going to go ahead and take our grilled chicken and I'm going to cube that up. And I'm going to throw that into the pasta, which I already drained. And I'm going to just toss everything together and we're good to go. So we're going to go ahead and chop up this chicken that I grilled that is still a tad bit hot. So you guys always want to be careful when you guys are doing this. So I'm going to go ahead and take this chicken, throw it right into the pot where I have my drained pasta. We're going to go ahead and throw that right in there. All that beautiful, delicious, juicy chicken breast. We're going to throw in our sausage that we already finished grilling. And I also happen to have a little bit of spinach in the pantry. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw that in there as well. With the leftover heat of the marinara sauce, it's gonna cook it just enough to where it still has a little bit of a bite. It doesn't lose all of its nutrients, and you'll still be able to taste it, and it'll be super delicious in there. So although it does look like a lot of spinach wilts super easily and really fast. So even though it looks like a lot, once I add the marinara that's still super warm, it'll definitely reduce it in size. Here we have our marinara. Want to get all that goodness in there. Okay guys, so I have all the ingredients right in here now. So we're gonna go ahead and toss all of this together. So if you guys will get in here nice and close, so that way you guys can see all the magic happening. Oh, this is gonna be so good. It smells super delicious. The marinara is super fragrant. So now that it's all tossed together, what we're gonna do is we're gonna serve ourselves up a nice little plate of it. Alrighty guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and serve myself a little serving of it. Make sure that it's good, you know, that it passes the test with the family. Okay, we got a little bit in there. You wanna take your Parmesan cheese, any kind you like, fresh grated, fresh Parmesan, Pecorino Romano, whatever you like. You wanna just grab a big handful of that, throw that right over your pasta. We have a little bit of basil left over as well. I'm gonna throw that right in there. And now we're gonna go ahead and have a nice little taste. Let's pull out one of these forks. Get some of that spinach, some of that cheese, a piece of that sausage, a little piece of that chicken as well. And now let's go ahead and have a big bite. Cheers. Anybody's out there having dinner or lunch or anything, I hope this doesn't make you too hungry. Oh wow, that's absolutely delicious. I got a big bite of the sausage and it's so good. It's juicy. The marinara is amazing. It's sour. It's a little bit sweet. You get a little bit of that herbaceousness from that basil. And the chicken is super good. The spinach it's a little bit of that extra kicker. So yeah, wow. I hope you guys try this at home. I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you guys put a comment down in the comment section. Let me know if you guys do try it, because this is super, super delicious. And until next time, like I said, thank you for watching these videos. I really appreciate your time. Please like, share, subscribe. And it's Ivan with Ivan's Chicano Kitchen. And until next time, we'll see you guys soon.